car's been acting a little strange lately? Slow shifts, weird noises, maybe even a burnt smell? There's a good chance the transmission filter is trying to tell you something. A lot of drivers forget this part even exists, but it plays a huge role in keeping the transmission alive. And when it gets clogged, the whole system suffers. Today, we're breaking down the signs of a bad transmission filter and walking through what you need to know before replacing it yourself. The transmission is one of the most complicated and expensive parts of your car. It depends on clean fluid to cool the system, keep everything lubricated, and maintain the right hydraulic pressure. When that fluid can't move freely because the filter is restricted, the transmission starts to work harder, heat up faster, and eventually wear itself out. So staying ahead of this is a big deal. Before we continue, please go ahead and hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep making more helpful content for you. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's talk about the warning signs first, because catching this early can save you thousands. One of the biggest clues is delayed or slipping gears. Maybe the car hesitates before shifting, or the shift feels lazy or vague. That usually happens because the fluid can't move through the filter fast enough, especially when the fluid is cold. Less flow means less pressure, and less pressure means rough shifting. You might also hear noises coming from the transmission. Things like whining, rattling, or grinding. Those sounds usually mean something isn't getting the lubrication it needs, and a restricted filter is a common cause. A burning smell is another major red flag. Transmission fluid starts breaking down at around 200 degrees, and once it burns, it loses its protective qualities. As the temperature climbs even higher, seals get hard. Clutch packs wear out, and if the heat gets out of control, the whole transmission can fail. If you smell something burnt, don't ignore it. Leaks can show up too. Not because the filter directly causes them, but because overheated fluid damages seals over time. Warped gaskets and hardened seals usually start seeping once the system has been stressed long enough. And then there's the obvious performance drop. If the engine revs but the car barely moves or acceleration feels weak, the transmission might not be getting the fluid pressure it needs. Modern cars may even throw a check engine or transmission warning light if the sensors detect abnormal pressure or shifting patterns. If your fluid looks dark or smells burnt, or if the car suddenly refuses to shift at all, that's when you stop everything and get a professional involved immediately. A lot of people underestimate how important regular transmission servicing is. Most of the time, transmission failures trace back to fluid problems. Old fluid, contaminated fluid, or neglected maintenance. A clogged filter forces the transmission to run hot, and heat is the #1 killer of automatic transmissions. The more stress the internal parts get, the more debris they produce, and the faster the system wears down. It becomes a cycle that only ends in a rebuild. Most manufacturers recommend replacing the transmission filter around every 30,000 miles. Some say up to 60,000 or every 2 to 4 years, but that depends on how the vehicle is used. If you tow, drive in heavy traffic, run in extreme temperatures, or use the car for delivery or rideshare, servicing it more often is definitely the safer bet. A full service usually includes replacing the filter, cleaning the pan, inspecting everything for wear, and doing a fluid exchange. Now, there's a long-running debate in the car world about whether the part inside the transmission pan is actually a filter or just a strainer. If you've ever taken one apart, you'll see why. Some designs look more like a metal screen than a true filter. They're mainly there to stop big chunks from going into the pump. Think of things like broken gear teeth or larger debris that could destroy the pump, or even crack the transmission case. These screens don't catch the really fine clutch material floating around in the fluid. That finer stuff keeps circulating, which is why the fluid gets dark and dirty over time. Some mechanics argue that because the screen handles mostly large debris, replacing it isn't always necessary, and one especially if it still looks open and porous after a lot of miles. In fact, some high-mileage transmissions that never had their filter replaced still show a screen that's mostly clear except for a bit of metallic glitter or grit. That leads some people to say the filter is rarely the real problem, and fluid changes matter far more than the screen. But here's the other side of the story. Many vehicles actually use a fine mesh filter that does catch smaller particles. For example, some Toyota trucks and 4Runners use filters that trap enough debris to eventually clog up. If you open one of those up and find black buildup or sludge, you definitely don't want to reuse it. Cleaning it doesn't always work because the filter media runs deep inside the housing. Spraying it with brake cleaner won't get everything out. And honestly, for the cost, usually around 40 bucks, most people agree it's smarter to replace it. Regardless of the filter style, you'll still need to remove the transmission pan if your transmission doesn't have a drain plug. So whether you're replacing or just inspecting it, the process starts the same way. Before we keep going, do me a quick favor. If you're learning something so far, hit that like button and share this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, tap that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep making more DIY automotive videos for you. Alright, now let's talk about the basic tools and supplies you'll need if you do decide to replace the filter yourself. You don't need a ton of fancy equipment. Start with safety gear, gloves and safety glasses because transmission fluid isn't something you want soaking into your skin. A jack and jack stands or a good set of ramps will get the car safely off the ground. Never slide under a car that's sitting on a jack alone. A socket set is essential, especially a 1/4-inch ratchet for the pan bolts. Those bolts are small and over-tightening them is one of the easiest ways to cause a leak later. A speed handle or small impact driver can save time, but be careful with power tools. You don't want to snap anything. A torque wrench is great for beginners because transmission pans don't take much torque at all. Some old-school mechanics go by feel, but if you've never done this before, use the torque wrench. It keeps things clean and prevents headaches later. Alright, let's get into the actual replacement. First thing you want to do is gather all your tools, your safety gear, and a fluid catch pan. Make sure everything is close by so you're not running around in the middle of the job. Next, grab your owner's manual and check the exact type of transmission fluid your vehicle uses. This is super important. The wrong fluid can cause serious damage, so don't skip this part. Now, go ahead and raise the vehicle safely using your jack, and set it on jack stands. Make sure the car is stable before you crawl under it. Once you're under there, slide your catch pan under the transmission, crack open the drain bolt, and let that old fluid pour out. After it drains, carefully remove the transmission pan. Don't yank it. There's usually some fluid still sitting inside, so take your time. Now you'll see the transmission filter. Go ahead and pull the old filter out. If the valve body bolts loosen during removal, lightly snug them back down to about 8 foot-pounds. Don't over-tighten, just snug. Next, clean the pan and the magnet. Use a plastic scraper so you don't scratch the metal. Get all the sludge and debris off. Now take your new filter, lubricate the seals, and press it firmly into place. After that, torque the filter bolt to the manufacturer's recommended spec. With the filter in, reinstall the transmission pan, and make sure you tighten the bolts in a crisscross pattern so it seals evenly. Now it's time to refill the transmission with fresh fluid. Start with the same amount you drained earlier. Finally, start the vehicle and let it idle. Check the transmission fluid level and add more if needed. And that's it. Your new transmission filter is installed. Once everything is filled, you'll start the car, run the shifter through each gear, let the fluid circulate, and check for leaks. A short drive afterwards helps the fluid warm up and settle, and then you recheck the level again. The key to keeping an automatic transmission healthy is simple. Clean fluid, the right fluid, and a system that can circulate it without restrictions. Whether you call it a filter or a strainer, keeping it clear and keeping the fluid fresh means your transmission stays cooler, shifts smoother, and lasts a lot longer. If you want the step-by-step repair video for your specific vehicle, drop the year, make, and model in the comments, and I'll point you in the right direction. And if this helped you understand what's going on inside your transmission, stick around. More Auto V fix repair guides are on the way.